What's up guys, Dave here at the training center. I'm gonna go over some KGuard entries into submissions. So to set up the KGuard, I'm really just gonna have same side foot on his hip here, and then on the same leg, I'm grabbing his ankle. Okay. Now typically, guys will start to grab my feet or my ankles here to try and prevent this entry into our backside 50-50 or maybe into one of our upper body submissions. Okay, now if he stays low here, right, I wanna also keep some tension on his hip here, right? He could be down on his knee or he could be standing up, right? Either or, okay? So I'm really looking to enter into backside 50-50, right? And to do so, I need to gain some control of this leg to dip this knee as I get an underhook on this leg here, as I'm keeping tension here, okay? Now, another idea here is to get his hands posted on the mat so we can enter into this position here, right? So once I attain this underhook and I have like a solid connection here, what I can do, if I can't get him to the mat just by pushing him this way, I'm going to look to grab his wrist, pull it, try and strip that grip, and then I can plant my foot in his armpit here like so. Once I do that, I can start to kick him, ditch this grip as I double back up on the leg, maybe get a gable grip, and then hug his leg with my head here. Now I'm looking to throw this leg over. If I don't have the angle, I could hip out and then throw the leg over. Okay. Once I get this leg over, I'm really looking to capture this heel. Okay. So if we get to this position, ideally, I want to stomp down on his far leg here, just behind his knee. Okay. So if all goes well, I get this position. This will help prevent him from backstepping. Okay. Zach, go ahead and try and backstep here. Right. I can push up against it. Right. So now all I need to really do is just bring this knee in, keep a nice bite down in front of his thigh, and keep this knee on the mat here. So I can do so by holding onto this leg, maybe even extending my hips and pulling this leg up by grabbing the ankle, okay, keeping a nice bite here, maybe hooking the thigh as well. Once we got all this set up, I can look to bring this across over to the other side of my body here. As you can see, he's already starting to adjust himself, okay. Once I get this foot across, I'm simply going to get a nice bite down on his toes with my armpit as I grab around his ankle here. I can even pull on the heel, right? I can get my gable grip. I can go elbow to elbow. One of these will do. Last step, just going to hip in as I get my tap. If I can, I want to scoot myself in, maybe by using a hook, pulling here, so I can get closer to this leg as I reach over, grab the calf, get this underhook as I start to dip this knee underneath his leg here. I want a solid connection with my foot on his hip. Okay, if I can't kick him over from here, break this grip off, foot in the hip, kick him over as I throw this leg over, get my foot on the back of his knee line here, and then keep everything pinched as I keep this knee in the pocket. Okay, so like right next to my hip on the inside here. Okay, once I get to this position, I'm passing the foot over, biting down the toes, gable grip, elbow to elbow. I can pull the heel, okay, and then I'm just hipping in until I get the tap. am having a hard time kind of entering on this backside 50-50 position here. You know, maybe he's holding on to this really tight. I can't strip it. He's got good balance, and he's kind of like staying a little low here, right? So what I can do is maybe get a hold of this wrist here, or maybe reach from the outside. So I went around my knee and I grabbed the wrist, okay? But break this grip, so I kick out my leg as I pull his arm, right? And then I'm simply just gonna reach up with my hips, throw my leg over his head, and then I've got my armbar from KGuard. One more time, okay? He's got good balance, right? Maybe I scoot. I got in here to this underhook, right? But I can't get in the backside 50-50, right? So I'm gonna bring my knee in, okay? Grab this wrist here, pull, bite down on the head into our standard armbar position. I like to use this hook a lot if I can to pull myself in, especially if they're really tall. That way I can dip this knee and get this underhook. Okay, so once I get to about here, you know, maybe he's doing a good job controlling this, keeping this out. Okay, right, so I'm gonna do the same thing, but with this arm. I strip this grip, right? I kicked it out, and then I just use my calf to like bite down behind his armpit as I push this hand in, and then I put all the weight down on his shoulder here. Okay, so now I got a good underhook here on his leg, which will prevent him from rolling, which is what we want if we want to secure this position. So all I need to do is just to sit up. So there's a couple ways you can do this. You've bought yourself some time by securing this already. So what you can do is, as long as you have this elbow line, right, keep your legs pinched, hold on to that. Maybe transition here so you can look to sit up. Once you have this pinched, you kind of like let go of it for a second, right? You just want to maintain some control over his leg so we can transition to the hip. Once we get to the hip, you know, it's as simple as scooting him, flattening him, and then getting the finish there for the omoplata. You know, we're here, I'm keeping tension, right? I might be trying to push him out, okay? I can hook to pull myself in, dip this here, okay? Maybe I try going for this armbar, but he's pushing this out and he's keeping a lot of pressure, so I can't get here. So this might be my next best option here. Bite down, push it in, break him down. Once I've broken him down, make sure I have this secure, have the leg secure until I can transition my arms, secure the waist, flatten them out, sit up into our omoplata position. All right, we're always trying to get this entry. Okay, if he lets go of this, of course, you know, I'm gonna try and go backside 50-50. Okay, if they do a great job at controlling both my legs here, right, I can, you know, strip this grip, try and get him down here, right? Oftentimes they'll be fighting back, right? So he tries to fight back, right? So we need to hold on to one grip or the other, okay? Boom. I get here, he drives back into me, okay? If he doesn't have a good grip on this leg, I can shoot my triangle across. Okay, so from the KGuard, he's got this leg. Okay, my goal again is to get this near side, right? If I can reach it while maintaining this leg, I'll do so, okay? I just extend my hips and pull, okay? And now if I can free this leg and pull him in as I lift my hips, push this across, I can get my triangle. They gotta be low enough though, right? You know, if they're like standing tall, right? My best bet would be to try and pull this in and go here, go backside 50-50. But, you know, If they're a little low and I can get this hand and free this, then I'm going to lift my hips, push this across, and then start to lock up our triangle as I shimmy my shoulders back, lock it up, and get my finish. Thanks for watching, guys. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And if you're in the San Diego area, make sure to come in and train.